Live? Yes, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, fellow F1 enjoyers. Qualifying, Austria, under 15 minutes, and it is go time. Can anybody stop Mercedes? It's been a clean sweep over every single practice session so far, although that Ferrari was pretty close in FP3, and don't count out, I was about to say the Mercedes. Don't count out McLaren. Or does someone like Max Verstappen have a surprise in store? So let's find out. Okay, just set up telemetry when it's available. Watch live, of course. Live timing still not available. Okay, should be ready soon. Hey, buddy. X4. Had a nice little break. A little bit of downtime before we get into the business end of Saturday. Yeah, good. Much better. Much better after eating something. I was hungry, man, before that last stream that we did. It was, yeah, hunger pains. Hunger. Oh, hopefully a good session coming up, which I think it will be. I think there may be some surprises. Okay, telemetry is starting to load up, so about 30 seconds. Yeah, I was just looking over the sector splits over FP3. Sort of probably the pattern is, the Ferraris, well, look, it's neck and neck in Sector 1. Lewis Hamilton with the best. And then you've got the McLarens alongside the Mercs in Sector 2. And then Sector 3 was all Mercedes. I mean, look, it's pretty close through most of them, but it's interesting when you look at the sectors. Yeah, George Russell, that was, quite a big jump to, say, the McLaren's almost like 2/10. So it looks like the the Mercedes are very quick through that sector. But that doesn't matter. FP3 does not matter anymore. Yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, I did. It wasn't anything substantial, but it was enough to get by. I'm not a fussy eater. As long as there's something to eat, I'm all happy. Definitely ready for qualifying. Definitely ready for qualifying. I'm sort of more interested to see if Ferrari was potentially saving a bit of performance, but it's hard, man. Like, you look at most qualifying sessions this year, it's like Q1, Q2, lap times tend to be pretty close, and then Q3, it's like Mercedes just seem to turn the wick up and just basically dominate. And I get the feeling that may happen here today. Also interested, I said it in the last stream in FP3, kind of interested to see what Cadillac can do as well, just because of the bigger upgrades that they bought. And of course, the A Duo increase they got with the Ferrari-powered engine. And that will be really interesting because it was a substantial upgrade, and I want to see if they have made a little or clawed back some performance to midfield. And we did kind of see it in FP1 with Valtteri. It's just that their reliability over the course of the weekend has been horrendous. So, do you think anyone can upstage Mercedes in qualifying? Maybe Max Verstappen pulls something out. I seem to think if someone does claim pole that isn't a Merc, I have a feeling it's probably going to be a Ferrari. Hulkenberg. Wonder what Hulkenberg would do. I don't know. I think he's good for Q3. I think there's enough pace in that car. But again, reliability of Audi has been the massive downfall, eh? But they have sniffed around the top 10, sniffed around getting into Q3 and qualifying a number of times this year. So looking at the pace over FP3, they weren't too bad. Yeah, Ferrari does have a lot of potential. Definitely. I think Lewis was just 1/10 off the pace in FP3. So from Ferrari's perspective, they definitely improved over the practice sessions because on Friday they were around half a second to 6/10 off. I think around 1/10 off in FP3, but again, it's just you just don't really know exactly what engine modes are running, fuel loads, all that type of thing. Yeah, I mean, if anyone's a Ferrari fan, you've got to be pretty optimistic where they're heading because it wasn't just Hamilton's win last time out. I was about to say last week. Last time out, you remember he was on the podium the 2 weeks before that as well. So clearly they're on the right track. My only worry for Ferrari is that obviously they bought these big upgrades. We haven't really. I don't think Mercedes has really bought a lot yet so far. So does Ferrari close the gap and then Mercedes brings their upgrades and then pushes ahead again? Who knows? Okay. Let's have a quick look at X. Is there anything going on? Document spot. I'll just check to see if there's been anything updated. Documents. Infringements. These are just, deleted lap times, so that's nothing important. Nobody cares about deleted lap times over FP3. Nah, it all looks good. I don't think anyone's in trouble. All right, let's throw it on to telemetry. That's up. Man, look at that track temp, 52.8 degrees. I think that may be the hottest I've seen all weekend so far. Ferrari needs more podiums. Yep. Yeah, especially from Leclerc. Well, this is the thing for Leclerc. It's, you're going to get into that point where if Hamilton keeps dominating, they're going to have to focus on one side of the garage if they're serious about trying to claim the driver's title. I still think it's really early, though. There's a lot of races left, not even halfway through the season, so heaps of points. Heaps of points. Hey, Just How, good to see you back again, mate. Join the party. Yeah, that track is hot, man. Very hot. All right, 5 minutes away. Finally getting the official intro on F1 TV. The intro music is still. Oh no, it just cut out for me. Now it's just saying coverage is concluded. Maybe I've got to manually change to the next one. I was just about to say the intro music is still epic after all these years. All right, where did I put it? Uh-oh. Here we go. F1 Live, split screen. Yes, please. Close that one. Got too many windows up. There we go. Yeah, I'm boiling alive, dude. Yeah, you know, I thought being 4 o'clock local time, and it is 4 o'clock in Austria, right? Coming up to 4 o'clock in Europe. CET, Central European Time, or whatever it is. I thought it'd be a little bit cooler, but no. There you go. Team Mercedes. We've got someone that's Team Mercedes. Good old Mercedes. I think they'll be hard to beat. Very hard to beat. Well, you actually have a ceiling fan and it's falling off from the ceiling. When you said about the fan falling off earlier, I thought it was just like one of those typical sort of like desk-mounted ones. If it's from the ceiling, that doesn't sound too safe. It's not something you want to be sitting under. Red Bull shift for life. Red Bull. Red Bull needs to bring some serious performance. Okay, I did have something here from Red Bull, but what was it? So apparently, Laurent Mekies. What's he got here? Does this come up properly on the screen? Oh, that's not what I wanted. I did not want to go to the actual website. Max Verstappen will stay at Red Bull if competitive. There will be no discussion from Mekies. Well, let's hope Red Bull become competitive. I love how Red Bull team has to promote Red Bulls, but they ain't drinking it for sure. That's what I reckon too. When you always see them sipping on the bottles or the drinks, I think a lot of the time, surely it's probably like filled with water. I don't think drinking Red Bull constantly is quite healthy, and these guys definitely are athletes and treat their body as such, so I don't think they're drinking copious amounts of Red Bull. If you have a Discord server, I can show you how my... No, I don't have a Discord server. We're not that big. Not big enough. Not big enough. Maybe in the future, when we can take it a bit more seriously. All right, so we officially green light. We are. Track is clear. What do we got? I've lost my feed, my TV feed, so I'm running blind. There we go. So, who is going to be the first casualty? I think not getting into Q2 is quite the failure if you're not in Cadillac or Aston Martin. So, unfortunately, it could be one or two of the Williams boys because I don't think there's a lot of pace in that car. So that's what I want. Bring this down here. Okay. Okay, so who we got out? You could say the back markers are making an appearance. Although that's disrespectful to Hulkenberg, isn't it? He's coming out as well. Maybe creating so it will push the popular towards you. Oh, maybe. It's something that Nick and I have talked about. Just means more work at the moment. It just depends. Just depends where we sort of go with the channel for the rest of the year. If we can get some decent growth and support, then yeah, I think it's something that could definitely look into. Stroll DNF prediction. To be fair, that's not a bad prediction. So, realistically, like I said before, shouldn't be too many surprises with the drivers going out in Q1. It's really that battle, I think, to sneak in with Williams and most likely Haas based on practice times. Unless Cadillac seriously surprises us with their upgrades and they're being basically running lean over all the practice sessions. Kimi Antonelli, I scream. Kimi is a gun. The way he bounced back last year with he started off the season so well in 2025 as a rookie. Got to remember, he came in with a lot of pressure. He came in replacing Lewis Hamilton. Top team, all the eyes were on him. Finished fourth, I think, in the opening race in tricky conditions and had a pretty decent run. And then the European leg came and it just went downhill for him, which was kind of surprising because most of the European tracks, I believe he had a bit of experience on. And then finished the season off pretty well. And then, yeah, just 2026, just like he's a brand new driver. Absolute gun. What's up between Toto and Bono? Not sure. Not sure, unless I missed something on the video feed. All right, so Russell, a 107.8, pretty decent bank lap. I think the times off the top of my head, FP3, the best time was a 107 flat, so we're about 8/10 off that. It's quite a short lap too, so definitely want to make sure that you get a good lap in Q1, just with all the traffic as well. Just how you protect Hulkenberg in Q3. Yeah, I think he's a good shout for Q3. I think Audi's looking good. I just hope it's not at the expense of Liam Lawson. I'm hoping Liam cracks another Q3. But I think it will be pretty close. I think It seems to be that the Racing Bulls definitely have the edge. They seem to definitely be in their sort of own league as best of the rest. But let's see. Slightly hotter conditions. I mean, if you look at the big straights from, well, the main straight coming off the final corner, and then turn 1 all the way down to turn 3, and then all the way down to turn 4, like there's plenty of opportunity there to run a toe. Yeah, Hadjar. Tight. So yeah, Norris getting close to that pace in FP3. See, that's impressive from Hamilton on the first push lap. He's already 2/10 up on, or almost 3/10 up on Leclerc. Still early though. Hadjar's been pretty impressive this year though. He's he's had his moments against Verstappen. There was always going to be a lot of eyes on the comparison of the difference between him and Max, and quite often he has been able to stay relatively close. Okay, I'm looking at Liam. What can he do? Lindblad, Liam, both in the top 10. Probably not too bad. I think the key has definitely been in front of the Williams boys. So there you go. Kimi's on pace with the best time from FP3. I mean, Kimi's been consistently rapid all weekend. Like George has had his moments and matched him at times, but generally every session, it's like Kimi's on pace. Okay. Looks like Russell's pushing again. Okay, so Russell's got a green second sector. He's just off his personal best in sector 1, but still pretty good pace. Couple of greens coming through, so it looks like he's getting up now. Oh, nice purple. That's what you want to see. Expect Russell to change, jump up a bit. No. Half a second. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Kimi is driving with heaps of confidence. I think one of the advantages Kimi has as well is going into this season, no one expected him to win the world championship. Everyone was like, George. If anyone's going to win it from Mercedes, it's going to be George. And when we all saw the pace of the Mercedes in the preseason testing, that just ramped up. Pretty much everyone's predictions. So I mean, we predicted, we're like, yeah, I think it's George's to lose. The thing for George is the pressure is on him because he can't be defeated by Kimi because, Kimi's the second year guy. George's career trajectory, he's been a Mercedes junior, right? So he had to wait his time in Williams when when the Mercedes was going so well. He finally comes over to Mercedes. Mercedes car, when he comes in, was a bit of a bucket, and it's been just a slow grind back to the front. Now he's got the car capable of winning a world championship, and he's getting beaten by the second year guy. Kimi can just drive with no expectation, but all the expectation is on George. Not to mention, if you've never won a world championship before, knowing Formula One, when you get the car to win it, you have to make do of that because you may not get that opportunity again. So yeah, definitely feel there's a lot of pressure on George Russell to get the job done. Oh, Hulkenberg. Bit loose coming out of the final corner. So driver under a lot of pressure right now. That is definitely Esteban Ocon. And I'm not just talking about pressure getting out of Q1 here. It's his career is on the line. Like, he needs to turn it around. I mean, look at his teammate. Way ahead. And then the other little inter-team battle, which is very important, is Williams, Albon. He's been, definitely been playing second fiddle for a while now to Carlos Sainz. So if those two guys there are battling to get out of Q2, into Q2 from Q1, that's a big battle there between those two guys. Yeah, and it's sliding. Russell, yep. I think most of the cars they're struggling a little bit. I think it's pretty tough with the hot conditions. If you sort of overcook the tires early in the stint and slide around a bit too early, you just generate too much heat, and then I think your sector two will, the next sector after you struggle a lot. All right, 4 minutes. So yeah, I'm looking at Ocon on this stint. Big pressure. And who will get the job done? Can the Williams boys scrape through, or is it going to be a battle between each of them to get through? Sainz is amazing. Oh, mate, he's quality driver. He's really good. Solid. But I don't think he's the happiest driver on the grid at the moment with the performance of that Williams. All right, so who's pushing right now? Hadjar's on a push lap. 16.9, bit off the pace. He's going to need a couple of really good sectors here, but realistically, I mean, he's safe to go through. And keep in mind, he's also going out on older tyres as well. They've already done a few laps. You can see pretty much from Ollie Behrman down, most of them are taking fresh boots, fresh rubber. I think they're all a little, maybe feel a little susceptible of getting knocked out. MMT, favorite driver from each team in white. That is a big question that requires a very, very long, intricate answer. Oh, well, I can say, look, Racing Bulls, Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson. Mate, if I was going through each team, it's tough because there's, for me personally, I like most of the drivers on the grid. And sometimes it's hard to split them. All right, here comes the crucial push laps. Seen some personal best sector 1 times coming through, so we should see a bit of a mix-up around P10 down, I would say. So there you go, Franco. Good job from Franco. Ocon, he's done what he needed to do. Up to P13. Sainz is looking good in relation to Albon. Definitely looking good. Sainz 14th. Albon's the big one to look at. Hulkenberg. Okay, so Albon's eliminated. And this is the problem with Alex. He's just not getting the job done. Big fight between Hulkenberg and Bortoleto. Bortoleto went a little bit wide in sector 2, so he's probably lost a little bit of time. Okay, Hulkenberg is off the pace. So they're neck and neck, the Audi boys. Bortoleto snuck it. What can Hulk do? Can Hulk... He did it. He got there. Woof. Hulkenberg leaving it to the last minute. Russell coming through to finish off, I think, his push lap. He's looking pretty strong. Sector 3, best 3/10 off, though. Still 3/10 off. But keep in mind, Russell was on very old booties. 8 laps on those softs. So I wouldn't look too deeply into that lap time. So unfortunately, Carlos has been knocked out by the smallest of margins. Look at that. Oh, I feel for Sainz. I thought he was going to get through. But again, you know, that's a pretty big gap between Sainz and Albon. Albon never looked like escaping Q1. So he's probably lucky in hindsight that Sainz didn't, because it would have looked pretty bad. Ocon, again, just by the skin of his teeth, mate. Oh, Lawson, I didn't even see it. Liam, P4. Stop the count. Let's just leave it at that. Start the grid like that tomorrow. Smooth operator is not so smooth anymore. To be fair, I think Carlos pretty much extracts close to 100% out of the car. Okay, I've got a replay of Sainz here going He got sideways and turned 10, so out of the final corner onto the main straight. That's where he lost a lot of time. So if it wasn't for that snap, he would have got through. Again, not knowing what Ocon or Hulkenberg, if they had any little hiccups as well. Well, pretty happy with that. I don't think there were any big surprises. We were thinking Williams would be a bit of a struggle to get out. Unlucky for Sainz, so close with Ocon there. Probably a little... Oh, there's a cat. I can hear a cat. Come up here. But now things get serious. So if you look at pace, you got to think the Racing Bulls are in the shot for Q3 based on what Liam just did. And even Lindblad, I mean, it's tight. Like, it was a great lap by Liam, obviously, but Lindblad is he's pretty close, like 0.2. But yeah, it's always a bit of a surprise when you see one of the V-Carb or the Racing Bulls ahead of the big team. Oh yeah, yes, I do have a cat. I have 2 cats. This one that is hassling me right now his name is Chester. Where is he? Are you going to come up? Normally he comes up and he sits on the table with me. Problem is he's quite a big cat and he sort of doesn't allow me much room, do you? And you sort of get in the way. He might make an appearance and come on up here. He's coming up. He's pretty old. He's 14 years old. Yeah, come up here. Here, you can be the star of the show. Oh, come on. There's the cat. He'll sit up here probably. You might just see a tail fly past. Yeah, Chester the cat. All right, can you behave yourself, please, Chester? And the other cat we have is a bit younger. She's 10. No, 11. He's just rubbing his face up against the mic boom. And her name is Teddy. So, yeah, 2 cats that kind of run the household, as they do. Street cats, we found them as kittens, both of them, and they just ended up moving in. Remember, you don't choose the cat chooses you. All right, can you please sit? You had a cat named Snowy? Let me guess, it was a whitish cat? Okay, Chester, can you please stop, mate? Okay. And because it's hot here, even though, we've got air conditioning on, but he sort of goes out the back where it's hot, so he's molting, so just cat hair everywhere. Russia cat owns you. I think over the world, it doesn't matter where you are, the cat owns you. So yeah, you'll probably hear him in the background every now and then. Normally when we do our podcasts, and he's normally sitting behind me, he sits in the, I've kind of got like a sim racing rig set up, so he normally sits in the seat. So I have to put like a towel down because he puts fur everywhere, and yeah. Sad. Always sad when a pet passes away, goes over the Rainbow Bridge. Never much fun. Yeah, cat distribution system. That's what it is, definitely. Yeah, track's still hot, huh? Still very hot, 52.3. Air temp's up to 33.3. It's the hottest I can remember over the weekend. All right, this should be a good little battle to try and get into Q3 on pace. I would just put my money on Racing Bulls at this point, but you got to get the lap in, right? All right, green flag dropped. Few cars coming out. Looks like it's Lando Norris going out first. He's gone out on a set of scrubs, so not freshies. He hasn't got freshies on. Bam the cat. That's a cool name. Pretty sure Max Verstappen's a big cat fan, eh? I've seen it. I saw him in one episode. I can't remember what it was. Something on social media, and they were handing him, I think, pictures of different breeds of cats, and he was naming them. Okay, so it looks like they're giving Lando Norris the track to himself. So what can he manage here? What's he doing? So I think off the top of my head, Sector 1 times for the top guys is around a 16.7, 16.6. So what's he done? A 16.8. And I think Sector 2 is around, what, a 30 flat? Yeah, Max loves cats. I saw that he has a cat phone case. That's awesome. Love it. Okay, Lando. Okay, I think that's pretty quick, Sector 2. Granted, I wasn't really paying attention to Sector 2 in that first round. Oh, Norris a bit loose coming out of the final corner. Got a little bit crossed up. Potentially lost a little bit of time there. 107.3, so about 0.3 off the best lap time. Speaking of pets, doesn't Hamilton now have a bull net? Yeah, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that in an episode, but I didn't catch all of it. I don't know if it's his or if he sponsored it. And I think that my understanding was the cow or the bull was already called Max. I don't know if he actually named it Max. I need to look into it. I remember seeing like a snippet of that episode. Classic. Well, speaking of Max, he is out and he's gone purple sector 1. That's a pretty decent time, 16.69. So on pace for a good time. Can he keep it clean? Can he keep the tyres holding on into the window? Okay, Liam's on his first push. Okay, just also keep an eye on the tyres, the age as well. So it looks like Hamilton's gone out on a fresh set, Hadjar, Leclerc. So for instance, Lawson and Verstappen right now are on a scrub set. Hamilton's gone purple for sector 1. Remember, he's on fresh boots. And also remember through Q1, Q2, Q3, all the sectors reset. So it's not a purple based on everything we've seen so far. It's just purely in Q2. I'm scared of Hamilton after that Kim Kardashian thing. Well, I thought I was scared of Kim Kardashian because I swear I was like, she is going to like put the Kardashian curse on Lewis. But it seems to be that she's putting the curse on everybody else. So whatever's going on there, it's working. And Hamilton looks good. His performance is good. So can't complain about Kim Kardashian. So the interesting way, look at that, huh? Leclerc and Hamilton. But how crazy is it that most of the fastest lap times over each session have been basically a 107 flat? Like, can someone break 107? No one broke 107 in Q1, right? I don't remember it. Granted, I do get distracted at times. Okay, so for Lawson, the big challenge is, Gasly, I think. And of course his teammate. Lindblad's pretty quick. Lindblad is pretty quick. So we've got the big boys out now. So Kimi, remember these are fresh boots for Kimi and Russell as well. Fresh tyres. It's looking pretty tight. Here comes Kimi across the line. Straight to the top. Easy. Easy, like smashed it. Hey, Oscar. Oscar the Aussie. Nice. Keep in mind, Oscar was on a new set of tyres as well. So Max, we haven't seen Max go out on a fresh set, have we? So there's definitely a bit of time in it for Max. Okay, so Russell, I think turn 3, he's gone wide and he's gone over that big yellow sausage curb, and that's compromised them. But as far as his sector times, they weren't too, like sector 1 was quick. Sector 2 was a little bit off, I think. So he's scruffy, and I think for George, it's potentially just he's feeling a bit of pressure. What happened to my cutie patootie Mercedes? Well, half of the Mercedes is doing all right. The cutie, just not the patootie. MMT, yes, it was already called Max, going back to the conversation about the cow. I couldn't really imagine Lewis calling the cow Max. Lawson, exactly. Come on, Liam. Q3. I'd be really happy. Like if Lawson was, P8, P9, P10, I'd be super happy. Super happy. Yeah, Lando loose coming onto the main straight. A lot of drifting. Not the smoothest, quickest way to get around. Yeah, a little bit of pressure on Russell because, look, the car's clearly quick enough, but he can't get compromised. So, for instance, he's got to get the lap in. You could get struck down with a yellow flag, have to lift, that type of thing. So, pressure. Where did Piastri come from? Yeah, The McLarens have been a bit of the dark horse over the weekend, though, because even going back to, I think, FP1, FP2, Piastri was relatively quick. I think he was in the top 3. It's hard to always remember, eh? The weekends just meld, like all the sessions. After about 3 practice sessions, they just sort of all meld into one. Hulking Cook. I love it. All right, so Norris now on the fresh boots. And I think he's just coming around the main straight now. So, yeah, coming down, putting in Sector 1 times. Looking for a PB in Sector 1, about to complete it. Plenty of green bars. 16.7 is about 1/10 off the fastest pace. Okay, Russell, same boat. What can he manage? See, 16.7, so it's decent pace. He's on pace sort of with Norris at the moment, based on Sector 1. Okay, so Norris is up. He's had a massive Sector 2, but I think that has been McLaren's strong point, Sector 2. Has he got enough tyres to and clean enough? He's clean out of the final corner, so it should be a lap time. Yeah. There we go. Russell on pace, 30 flat, Sector 2. Bit off Norris, though. Off the best, 0.2 off. And Russell does it. Keep in mind, George wasn't on a set of fresh rubber, though. So, a good lap regarding that. Okay. MMT, go Oscar. Yep, love to see Oscar get a good result here. So remember last year, I'm pretty sure it was a 1-2 to McLaren, if I remember. So hopefully they can replicate something similar. Okay, so Leclerc's pushing again. He's pretty decent on the pace. Sector 1, personal best Sector 2. He's on some scrub tyres here, though. I don't think he's going to make much. I don't think he's going to improve on that lap based on what we can see here. No. Hamilton, very similar. Look, their lap times are almost identical. He made no. Okay, there he goes. Just flips with his teammate. All right, Lawson. This is what I want to see. Okay, so he's a little bit quicker overall. Oh man, it's neck and neck with Lindblad. Okay, he's moved up to P8. What can Lindblad do? Lindblad right behind him. Look, I expect Verstappen to come through. He hasn't set a time on fresh boots. Oh, hold on. Wait up. Hang on a minute. What is Max doing? Does Max have a problem, or are they gambling and thinking he's going to be safe? Gasly's a threat. He's close, man. Pierre's very close. If he gets a good exit or little squirmy, oh, mate, 400ths of a second. That is wild. So my understanding with Max was I don't think he had a problem with his car or anything. They just felt that the time was good enough. So what they're saying is, okay, so the commentators are sort of talking about it was a gamble play because it means that Verstappen will have an extra set of softs for the race. Because if you notice that he just used he only used one fresh set. Sorry, that doesn't make sense. He hasn't used all his soft tires up. He's got some in reserve for the race to give him more options. But mate, it was definitely a risky strategy. Well, I'm happy with that. Racing Bulls double Q3 appearance. Lawson and Lindblad doing a really good job over there. Just a continuation of what we saw from FP3. And yeah, like it's basically, 5 teams with each driver. So naturally the 2 Mercedes boys, McLarens, 2 Ferraris, 2 Racing Bulls, and 2 Red Bulls. Although that could have been a nightmare strategy for Max. Damn, Gasly was close. Yeah, he was super close. MMT, yeah, that's a gamble being in the pits. Yep, big gamble, but you could probably say it has paid off in their favour, having that extra allocation of fresh softs, but it almost turned pear shape. Max has the luck of God on his side. I think he did. I think he just did. So Behrman on the radio, he was a bit upset not getting through. He felt the lap was pretty good. So I think he's insinuating that he squeezed as much as he could out of the car. Again, he's put up 3/10 on Esteban Ocon, his more experienced teammate, and that has been the theme for a long, long time now. I would say probably a little bit not super disappointed, but I thought Audi may have been a little bit more competitive. Max is waiting to push his best for Q3. Yeah, definitely. I think I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think the car's got enough pace for pole, but maybe the second row he could get onto the second row. I think it's going to be really tight though. Going to be pretty tight for the second and third row positions. Some Kiwi fans in the crowd. Good to see. And an Aussie fan too. Risky, but it's a good strategy. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Hey, you got to sometimes take risk. What is it? Fortune favors the brave. It was a big risk, but maybe it will just pay off in the Grand Prix. Maybe that's the turning point for Verstappen having that extra softs. It's a loud noise outside. So just down here, they've got FIA stewards, Q2 incident involving cars 10, so Gasly, Colapinto, Antonelli, Bortoleto will be investigated after the session, failing to follow race director's instructions, maximum delta time. I don't think much will come of that. Yeah, nothing will really come of that, I don't think. All right, so for me, as a big Liam Lawson fan, when he gets into Q3, it almost feels like, you know, there's just a pressure release. And it's like, I don't really mind now where he sort of ends. Realistically, he's in a battle, I would say, with his teammate for P9. Bonus would probably be P7. If he can pull out a lap like he did in Q1, maybe a little bit higher, but let's see. So now it comes down to those little inter-team battles. Can Antonelli keep his momentum over George? Can Leclerc reverse his fortunes and get a good qualifying session, one that is faster and quicker than Lewis Hamilton? Can Hadjar stick with Verstappen? He's been pretty handy so far this weekend. And then the little teammate battle between Lindblad and Lawson. Lawson seems to have the slight edge over most of the sessions. But who's going to make a mistake? You know, it's been a pretty clean week. Well, today's been really clean, like FP3 qualifying so far. There hasn't been any real big problems. Even from a reliability standpoint, it's been pretty good compared to yesterday. Realistically, the only big issues have been just a few cars going wide, especially at the final corner, coming back onto the main straight, a bit wide into the gravel there, and just turn 1 braking points. Turn 1, turn 4. Sorry, turn 1, turn 3, and turn 4 braking points. Okay, pit lane is open. Okay, so we're just getting that. Who's going to be the first to pop out? So it's just, so far it's been 2 minutes of sitting around. Looks like Charles might be the first. Tire warmers are almost off. Come on. All right, who can get it done? Still think it's going to be Antonelli. He just looks so on the pace all weekend. No mistakes, fast every session. Okay, finally. All right, so Norris and Piastri. Looks like fresh boots. Leclerc, fresh boots. Hadjar, scrubbed. Lindblad, scrubbed. Verstappen, of course, with the freshies. And the rest are just sitting in pit lane. I see the chat's dried up. I guess everyone's on the edge of their seats. Well, it's Q3. No one's going to make a prediction who's going to be on the front row. Okay, so Lando is going to be the first to put down the lap. Keep in mind, he's on freshies. Everyone's on freshies except for Hadjar, Lawson, and Lindblad, which kind of makes sense. What can Lando do? Sector 1 time, decent time is it 16.6? Trying to fix my fan. That damn fan. There you go, Norris, right on a 16.6. Got a little toe down behind Russell, but I don't think it was a massive one. I don't think it's going to make much difference. Hey, look, Verstappen 16.5. A 16.5 Sector 1. Rapid. Mate, I'm telling you, Max is Max is 29.7 Sector 2 was the Red Bull sandbagging. Oh, Max, mate. Come on, get the exit. Got a good exit. 106.4. Max. Mate, are we on for something special? Come on, Liam. Come on, Liam. Yes. Good luck by Liam. Oh, Kimmy. Sector 3. What's Russell got? What has Russell got? Oh, front row lockout. He's just ahead of Verstappen. Oh, hey, Chester. Lewis Hamilton looks like he's got a problem. He's come out and they're wheeling him back into the pits. Lewis may have a problem. Radio. Okay, so Hamilton in his on his push lap, he went deep on turn 3. That's sort of what cocked him up. And he's bailed out. And I think he's coming to the pits. Oh, interesting. Pressure's on Lewis now, huh? I mean, that is pretty wild. Like, Max just throws that lap out of absolutely nowhere. But that's what he's capable of, eh? I mean, he's 9/10 faster than Isaac, but Isaac was on scrub set. but still, it's quite a big distance there. You know, I wonder if Red Bull. I mean, I kind of doubt it, but would you sacrifice Isaac Hadjar to allow Verstappen to get a good toe down one of these straights? Do we see that? Do we see that strategy? Do we see Hadjar punching a hole in the air for Max? Also, keep in mind, Mackey's and just Red Bull in general, about they believe Max will stay provided they give him a competitive car. Chat, where are you? I just want to know where your ceiling fan is. Is it on the ceiling or is it on the floor? All right, under 3 minutes to go. Last round, last big push. I think if you're Lawson or Lindblad, well, Lawson's going to come out on a fresh set of boots. Let's have a look. Let's see what they come out on. So, a bit of pressure on Lewis Hamilton. He needs to get a clean lap in. No mistakes. No yellow flags from other incidences. Otherwise, it will be a P10, a lowly start. Surely there's a bit more pace in those Ferraris. Okay, so there's been an unsafe release that is under investigation for Arvid Lindblad. Okay, so here comes Lewis, about to start his push lap. So obviously all eyes on Mr. Hamilton. Hadjar's done a PB in Sector 1. Does he get his braking zone right? Turn 1. Yeah. Sorry, turn 3 I was talking about. Very fast Sector 1, 16.5. That is not far off the best. Oh, it's Leclerc, Sector 1. Two tenths. Lewis is up by 2 tenths. Oh, Hamilton, he's up, mate. He's up. Charles, though. Charles is a little quicker. Oh, Charles, good exit. Charles, he's done it. He got ahead of Hamilton, big one. Russell and Antonelli are on the pace, Sector 1. Verstappen, Sector 2, purple. Oh, no! Oh, Verstappen's had a big off. He's had a big off. That'll be it. Oh, no. Russell just went to provisional pole, but how? There was yellow flags. Wait up. How did Russell get... It's got to be under review. I mean, it's a So Russell has claimed over the radio that he's backed off. Oh. Max was definitely on for a pole shot. Oh, mate. Damn. So this is going to be really interesting because did Russell lift it enough? Because Max went out in sector 3 near the final corner. Okay, on board with George. I think he may have backed off. He does back off. It sounds like he has lifted off, but it's a bit ambiguous because of where he's positioned the car on the track. But it does seem like he's lifted off and dropped back a few gears. So I'm sure this will be a controversial moment, which is what we always love about Formula One. So this is the thing with good luck and bad luck, right? So if you look at what we just saw, if Russell does keep this pole, poor old Antonelli in P4, quickest driver all weekend, consistently, probably in the mix for pole as well until Max went off. But it seems that Russell has been able to sink through. But let's see if the lap stands. Yeah, crazy. So this is something that will no doubt, you'll probably find the stewards will clear the lap. It'll be okay. Ferrari will probably appeal, and then it will just be one of these things that will be drawn out over the next few hours. So they're saying if it's a double wave yellow, driver doesn't slow down enough, there is potential for a 10-place grid penalty. So let's see. It's crazy, though, to think if George is found like he did do the right thing, where he's backed off enough, he's still almost up a quarter of a second over Leclerc. So huge call coming up. Oh, good news is Max is all good. He's just walking around. Clearly, he'll be pretty pissed off with the mistake. Fred Vasseur on the phone, probably sending some messages to the lawyer or to the whoever handles all the rule book stuff. Yeah, yellow flag infringement definitely noted for Russell. That's going to be something that's going to cause havoc over the next few hours, no doubt. Okay, so George is saying that he was 5/10 up coming into the final corner. He saw the yellow, he's lifted, and then there you go. Like if that checks out, well then that makes sense. If he was 5/10 up, he finishes the lap being quarter of a second up. Let's see, but they obviously have the telemetry data and everything else to go by. But it's just classic Mercedes, isn't it? When you think the other teams have closed the gap or looking to be quicker than them, it's like Q3 comes along and it's like they just turn it up and it's like they just find another couple of tenths. So shame for Max because he was definitely in for a shot by the looks of things. On that lap, he was 16.5, which was on pace. I know it shows yellow. It just means that he was slower than his previous personal best. He's basically on par there. He's gone purple into sector 2, so fastest of the lot. Looking all right here, yellow, green, yellow, green. Maybe could have found a bit more time. Could have been a shot. So Lewis is just talking now. I would say Lewis probably a little disappointed not being on the front row. Yeah, not a bad effort for Lewis in the end. P3, considering he was under a lot of pressure to get that lap in because of the mistake he made on the first run. And remember, he was P10. So it was a matter of getting a clean, fast lap in, and he's done that. So it's all set up for a good race. Who has the race pace? Who is going to be able to keep the tyres in the window? Looking forward, it's going to be most likely a double or maybe even a triple stop tomorrow. Just how your Wi-Fi died. Did you get to see? But you got to see the end there? Did you get to see the action, Max? So, anything from the stewards down here that I can see? Let's have a look. Oh. Nothing new there, although we definitely do know that the FIA is investigating George Russell. So, no doubt that's going to go to the stewards for a little while. That'll be closely examined, and I'm sure whichever way the decision is made, people will complain about it on social media. But if you listen to the onboard, which they did show, it does sound like he does lift. It definitely does sound like it, but it's a bit in a weird, ambiguous place where he's sort of downshifting as well. But he was saying he reckons he was 5/10 up, so half a second up on Charles' time. He's lifted, he's lost a quarter of a second, still up by a quarter, so epic. Anyway, I can't wait for tomorrow's race. The run up to turn 1 should be good. It normally is here at Austria. Hopefully there's no repeat of what we saw last year when we saw Kimi Antonelli going full torpedo mode. But generally, turn 1 is very hectic. Plenty of cars go wide. It's very difficult to get the braking point with cooler tyres, cool brakes, while everybody's squabbling for positions. And the strategy tomorrow regarding tyres. Who can hold on to their tyres and reliability? Who is going to fall with reliability problems in the top 10? Has Mercedes got on top of their overheating battery? Is Ferrari due for a mechanical problem? They've been pretty bulletproof all season, which always worries me because I always think the streak always eventually comes to an end. And speaking of streaks, can Lawson finish in the points again? And that's a streak I do not want to see end. So, plenty to play for. I think we'll wrap it up there. Just want to thank you guys for the comments, making the chat explode. Does make it a lot easier to bounce off all your questions, especially when I haven't got the co-host here. So thanks again for joining me. I think I may do a live stream watch along for the race tomorrow. I don't think I've ever done a race watch along. Normally we only do qualifying or sprint qualifying. So maybe I'll make it a full weekend. I've done FP1, FP2, FP3, qualifying. Maybe go for the full weekend, the full Royal Flush. Give it a crack. And if you are still here, hopefully you can join me on that one. And we witnessed an absolute stonker of a race. All right, ladies and gents, wherever you may be in the world, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, and possibly